Hey guys, it is Sierra here and I am back with another video. This video is going to be about esthetician school. Now, as you guys know, I've been wanting to do this video for a while where I kind of come on here and talk a little bit about my journey, about me going to school, and to be completely honest, this is going to sound terrible. A lot of things I just really couldn't remember, and it was really hard to do something that was consistent because there was going to be a lot of gaps, and I didn't want to torture you guys and put you through that because I know I've been doing some long videos, but I wanted this to kind of be short, sweet, and just have the right information. So I decided to make this video about just some tips and things that you need to know before you start esthetician school or while you're in esthetician school. So yeah, I think you'll find this super helpful. If you know someone, if you know someone that wants to go to esthetician school, please share this with them. I think they will find this extremely helpful. A lot of the things that I talk about can be used no matter what state you're in, and some things are state specific. So for example, I live in the state of Georgia, and just to give you a little background, Georgia has a 1,000-hour requirement. So that's what you need to have by the time you finish whatever program you're in. So just keep in mind that, you know, before you go to school, find out what your state hourly requirement is and your credits. Most states, you can find that out by going to their cosmetology board website, and usually they'll talk about aesthetics, the hours, how many credits you need to have. And credits are kind of broken down in terms of like facials, waxing. I don't know if they do that state to state, but from what I remember, Georgia does. Of course, it's been a while. I started aesthetics school in 2015. It's now 2022, so I'm sure there have been some changes. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it on things that you should know about esthetician school. Also, I'm gonna say that I will be looking down because I wrote some things down and I don't want to forget everything. So the first thing I want to talk about is attendance. Attendance is super important, and missing school can get you in a lot of trouble fairly quickly, just because the instruction that you miss, you can't get back. I know for me, whenever I missed theory or I missed a clinic, you know, you have to make up those hours. And with the makeup assignments that they give you, a lot of times they're not very dedicated to the important information that you missed. They're really just there to fill in those hours to make it up. So like, for example, I lived very far away from my school, and sometimes traffic was bad, so we would arrive late. And the way our school worked, if I was 5 minutes late, you're late for the mod. Like you can't just hop back into the module. You've missed it. So basically, you would have to make up that part. And like, for example, a makeup assignment would be like, go around to 8 local salons and ask them 8 local spas and ask them questions about facials and spa med. Like, that takes a lot of time, but that time has to replace the time that you lost. Those makeup assignments are they're a pain in the butt. So just make sure you show up for class. Make sure that, you know, if you are gonna miss a module, that's okay. Miss that section, but still go in for the rest of the day. So sometimes I would be like, okay, I know I'm gonna miss the first one. Let me just go ahead and look up what it is. Okay, so I can go ahead and get started on doing it, but going in for the rest of the day. And yeah, makeup assignments give you hours, not the knowledge that you missed. And also, if you do have dates where you know that, you know, pre-planned vacations or doctor's appointments, things that you know you can't miss that have already been put in place, go ahead and do makeup, get your assignments made up ahead of time. Or if you're in that module where you are able to make up clinics ahead of time, just go ahead and get it done, so it's not something that you have to worry about. Just try to really stay on top of things and don't miss school. I don't advise it because it can get crazy. And I know from my school, when you miss so many days, you are I think they will expel you. Like you have to start a new, you either, you know, you're gonna have to start a new program because they can't catch you up on the hours. So that's another good question to ask when you go to school, is like, are there anything in place? Like if we miss days, like what is the process? And if we miss so many days, like, you know, what can happen? I know they outlined that for us in the orientation paperwork and stuff in the very beginning. So it's just something to keep in mind. All right, number 2, don't expect your school to get you all your credits. I wrote hours, but I meant to say credits. A lot of times, like the theory hours and things like that, you will really, they'll do fine. You know, they're going to make sure you get your theory. But in terms of credits, yeah, they may tell you at orientation or whatever, like, yeah, we're really going to help you to get all your credits. But ultimately, that's going to be your responsibility. The only thing I can say from my experience is that by the end of my program, I had a ton of bikini waxes and makeup applications that I was supposed to do. And that was so annoying that, you know, I was technically done with the program, but I had to keep coming back to get all of that done. And I don't remember, but I think there is a cap on, you know, how often you can keep coming back up to up there. Like I did have a date on my ID, like eventually I couldn't come up there anymore. So, you know, a really good thing my school had was makeup days. So there were just days where you could just be in the clinic, you can make up assignments, get extra practice in, work on each other. So some days where, if you know, just to stay on top of things, once you learn how to do it, just go up there and just get some waxing in or do some facials, because you can still get credit on makeup days from how it was when I was in school. So just ask, do they have anything available like that, like makeup days and things that can ensure you that you can get your credits independently, you know, whether, you know, in the actual clinical class or just on your own for like makeup days and things like that. Number 3 is really try to cultivate a relationship with instructors that you like. You know, if you have an instructor that you're not super like keen on, don't even do that to yourself. That's torturous and it looks very disingenuous. So just talk to the ones that you really like. Talk to your instructors and ask them about things you want to know, places to work-life balance. The best thing you can do when you're in school is ask all the questions that you have. You are in school for a short period of time into comparison to how long your career is going to be as an esthetician. So whatever question pops in your head, ask them. You know, that was a big thing I feel like I didn't take advantage of, but I wish I would have asked them more, like how they balance life and work. You know, what was their journey in the industry once they got certified? Did they work a bunch of different places? You know, different things that may come across your mind. Ask your instructors, because a lot of them have world life experience. And I know especially in the state of Georgia, you have to have worked in the field for a little bit before you can even become an instructor. So they're a really great person, you know, that's going to be your first person of contact in the industry that you can go to. And I can honestly say, even, you know, till this day, there are some instructors that I call and run things by or ask questions. So it's really good to cultivate and build that relationship while you're in school. All right, and so number 4, and this is more about the process of when you are looking for a school. So ask your school when visiting about state board in your state, if your state has one. I know like Florida, for example, they don't have a state board. They just have a 200-hour requirement. Yeesh. A 200-hour requirement, and then you are one and done. So, you know, just keep those things in mind. But ask your school when you're visiting about a state board. Ask if they prepare you for your boards and how much time is dedicated to state board preparation. My school let you know right off the bat. They told you like, yes, we prepare you for state board. It's a great preparation that we do. And they even would post their board passing rate. And I think when I went to Atlanta School of Aesthetics, by the way. It's an amazing school, and the pass rate when I was there was like 98%. And I can totally understand why after going through the program, because they were so detailed. And state board is a very like stressful process. Like, they already told us that when we went into school, that the people who are proctoring the exam for state board, they are not there to help you. You can't ask them any questions. They are not very nice. My state board proctor was very like, I hate to call her mean, but she was not very nice at all. She was pretty strict, and yeah, she was not nice, and it made me super nervous. So making sure that I had that good prep for state board made things so much easier. I didn't have to ask her any questions, and they literally walked us through, how our bags should be labeled, how we should mark them, what's gonna happen. We did mock state board, and I think on our last day, our instructors looked at the instructor that I had, looked at my bag, looked at my labels, made sure like, okay, that's good. You need to change that for that. That's okay. That needs to be labeled. So when I got in there, I already knew what I was doing and I was ready to go. So that's really important to ask, what their preparation is going to be for state board, because believe it or not, with all the education that you learn in school, none of that matters if you can't pass the board. So yeah, that's a very important thing to make sure that they're going to help you prepare for, because it's not complicated, but it's not easy either. So just make sure you ask how that is going to go. That's so important. All right, the next one, which is my last one, which is number 5, make sure you're looking at places you want to work and building relationships while you're in school. Go to events, look at spas or skincare places in your area. So, really, as you're going through school, start thinking about what you want to do. A lot of times people who want to become estheticians, a lot of them have a little bit of background, like some do makeup, some are cosmetologists, they've done hair. So one thing I'll say from my own personal experience, I really didn't I didn't know, but as I got closer to the end, I was like, ooh, I know I want to be in the spa. I love that relaxation. I love those facial treatments, body treatments. I really felt connected with that. And what I should have did was, the moment I started having those feelings, I should have started looking at spas. And I didn't. I was so in the zone of things. I was focusing on just school and trying to get through. But you really have to be open to, kind of building those relationships while you're in school. Ask your instructors, if maybe they know some in the area, if you live in the same area. And go to events, go to events. A lot of times when you're a student, you get a discount. So if there's events that come up, skincare events, which there are, try to go so you can meet people, you can learn, what's popular in the industry, and really try to see where you fit in the grand scheme of things. And the earlier you do that, it's great, because before you know it, school is over, you've taken board, and now you're like, ooh, I need a job because I gotta do what I gotta do. So, don't wait till the end. And also to look at opportunities to where you can maybe work there as front desk. Do that for a little while until you get licensed. There are a lot of places that need estheticians, and they're willing to work with you in that capacity. I know a lot of places that'll say, oh, you can work front desk and, build relationships even at the place you work. So, you'll be doing the front desk, meeting customers and saying, hey, I'm about to be a licensed esthetician. I'm going to be doing the facials here and this, that, and the third. So, it's never too early to start making those connections and setting yourself up for success after you leave school. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. Like I said, it was going to be a quick one just because I've been banging out some long ones, but I hope you guys found this super helpful about esthetician school. If you want something more in-depth or you have questions, please put it in the comments below. Please share this with someone who you know may be interested in going to esthetician school. Maybe they have questions and they don't know where to go. So definitely please share this video, and also just keep watching, keep subscribing, do all that stuff I told you to do in the last video and then some. Thank you guys so much for your continued support, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.